Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video where we are going to be comparing the bestsellers of US Sephora to the bestsellers of Swedish Sephora. Because if you haven't been here before, hello, my name is Angie, I am a lover of fashion and makeup and I am Swedish. I am Swedish but my channel is in English, so I tend to gravitate in the no man's land between the things that are popular in the US and the things that are popular in Sweden. And today we are going to be comparing them. And if you want to see some more beauty content on your channel, if you want to see some more colorful things, because I love color, and if you want to see some more makeup commentary, hauls, tutorials, all of that good stuff, don't forget to subscribe because I upload 5 videos a week. So in this video, I am going to be chatting about the best sellers in different categories, comparing the Swedish to the US. What is the popular things in these different countries? Because like I said, I'm living in Sweden, but half of my audience is actually based out of the US. And I feel like I sometimes is just on the border between what's popular in US and what's popular in Sweden due to the nature of what I'm doing here on my channel. I did have a similar video like this. I did have comparing the bestsellers of Ulta to the bestsellers of Swedish Kicks, which is like our Ulta, and I will leave that video up here in the cards and also in the description box in case you're interested. This look already live on my channel. I did put a little bit of a gloss over the lippy that I had though, but I will leave a link to that down below, and I will also, I'll link the items that I have on my face in case you're interested what's on my face right now. But we're just going to be diving into different categories and we are going to see, are the same things popular and selling in Sweden as they are in US? Because I can tell you right now, it's not the same. I have everything here on my phone. Should we just start with foundation and just go all the way up to in the way that I would do my makeup? Let me just scoochie. Let me scoochie and we can just, I don't know, have it here on the side. I think that's gonna be good. Let's start with foundations. In the US, the 6 foundations that are selling the best is the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint, the Armani Beauty Luminous Silk, then it's the Fenty Original foundation, the KVD Good Apple, then it's the Fenty Ease Drop, and the classic Double Wear by Estee Lauder. I'm not super surprised by any of these options. Maybe Ilia, because it's not a brand that we have here. I've never tried the brand, but I've heard a lot of people really loving it, and that being on the first place does make me a little bit more interested, because it's oh, so this brand is really popular. I'm not super surprised by any of the other options. I feel like those are the options that are very popular on social media, and then of course the Double Wear that seems to be a tried and true for a lot of people, and Luminous Silk as well. But if we look at the ones that are in Sweden, it is a little bit different. Try to notice which brands you see again and again and again, because there are a couple of brands that are just super popular here in Sweden and you're gonna see this throughout this video. Number 1 is actually the Original Pro Filter by Fenty. Then we have the Born This Way, the Matchsticks by Fenty. These are apparently as a foundation in Sweden. Don't come for me, don't shoot the messenger. Then it is the Huda Beauty. This is the reformulated liquid foundation. That is Fenty again, and then is the Milk Makeup Flex foundation. These are the 6 foundations that are on the bestseller list on Swedish Sephora. And I will say, based on how the Swedish market is, I am not super surprised by these options. The Born This Way, it's still selling really good. People are still talking about that is a favorite, and Sephora is pretty new in Sweden, and some brands that are sold at Sephora Sweden weren't available before Sephora came to Sweden. I don't know how many years it's been in Sweden. Is it 4 or 5? It could be, I don't think it's 5. Maybe 3, 4, 5, somewhere in that area that Sephora has been in Sweden. And before that you couldn't find Too Faced. There were a bunch of brands that just couldn't get a hold of. Becca you couldn't get a hold of, Kat Von D, KVD now you couldn't get a hold of. These brands that are exclusive to Sephora in Sweden, you couldn't get them somewhere else, and I'm not surprised that people are still excited about the Born This Way foundation. Exciting to see though that the Fenty foundations, 2 on the top list in US and 3 on the top list in Sweden. Then when we get to concealers, in US it is the NARS NARS, both first and second place. I'm not super surprised. Then we have the Born This Way concealer, the new Fenty concealer that I really want to try. I really want to try it. And then we have the Fenty concealer on number 4 as well, and the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. I did talk about the IT Cosmetics in my video where I did comparing Ulta to Kicks, because IT Cosmetics is exclusive to Kicks in Sweden, so you won't find that at Sephora Sweden. But what you will find is that the number 1 is the Tarte Shape Tape. Shape Tape, I know it's not sold at Sephora in US, but in Sweden Tarte is exclusive to Sephora. And then it's the NARS Radiant Creamy, Too Faced Born This Way, again the matchsticks. I don't know why these are in every category. Don't come for me, they seem to be popular in Sweden. I don't own them. Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy, which is a new one, but probably it's one of the worst makeup products I've ever tried in my life. Honestly, last time I used it, I literally threw it across the room. I still think it's over there in the corner, because I was like, I'm never using this again. It is the worst, the worst concealer by a landslide that I've ever used. And this last 2 times I tried to use it, I had to wipe it off and just use something else because I think it's so bad. But yeah. And then it's a Fenty Pro Filter Instant Retouch. I've heard a lot of things that's really good about this concealer. Let me know, what do you think about this original concealer by Fenty? Is it something that I should look into? Because it seemed to be selling good in both countries and people seem to like it. Let me know. Let me know. What do you think? What do you think about this? Do I need it? Asking for a friend. When it comes to powders, number 1 is the NARS Light Reflecting Pressed Setting Powder. I'm a little bit surprised by this. Are you surprised by this? I'm a little bit surprised. Then is the Lock-It Finishing Powder by KVD, the Laura Mercier Classic one, Charlotte Tilbury, and then we have the Givenchy and the... Is that also Laura Mercier? I don't know why it's in 2 places, but not super surprised by these options except the NARS one, because I'm like, that's number 1. Are people really loving that so much? I'm a little bit surprised by that. Have you tried it? Do you love it? When we come to Sweden, for some reason the powder foundation by Fenty is number 1. Listen, I didn't do these categories, don't come for me, okay? But the Fenty powder is number 2, and then we have the Sephora collection 20-hour mattifying. Fenty Beauty Invisimatte is the blotting powder. I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about that, but if you haven't seen the pattern yet, you are about to see it even more. Fenty is very loved in Sweden. People love Fenty in Sweden. Then it's the Hourglass, and then it's the Too Faced Born This Way. Same with Too Faced. I don't think people are tired of Too Faced yet in Sweden. I think it's still selling pretty good here, if I'm gonna be totally honest. If we look at bronzers in the US, you have the Hoola number 1. Somehow I'm a little bit surprised that the Benefit Hoola is still reigning champion. Are you a little bit surprised by that? Maybe not. Maybe not. You will see a pattern soon. The Patrick Ta Major Sculpt, I thought that was just okay. It might be that it's new that is here. Same with the NARS Sunkissed Bronzer Cream. It's a number 3. It might be because it's new. The Gucci bronzer is number 4. And I've heard a lot of people really loving this. Gucci Beauty is not sold at Sephora Sweden. Then it's the Fenty Powder Bronzer and the NARS Powder Bronzer. There is a mix of some tried and true, like the NARS and the Fenty and the Benefit, and then there's a couple of new ones. Not super surprising maybe. If we look at bronzers in Sweden, number 1 is the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer, but it is on sale, so that could be the reason. That could be the reason that it's number 1, I don't know, but Milk is also pretty popular in Sweden, and you will, if you haven't seen that yet, it's popping up in quite a few categories because Milk is a pretty popular brand here in Sweden, so you will see that in a couple of categories. Then we have the Fenty Powder Bronzer, Hoola in number 3, the Cream Bronzer by Fenty, the Huda Beauty Tantour, and the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. Told you, Too Faced, still pretty popular here. Huda Beauty is also a brand that's pretty popular. You saw her in the foundation category. It's also a brand that people are really excited about. It was one of the brands that, when Sephora initially came to Sweden, it was one of those brands that people were like, finally, we can shop Huda in store. So I'm not super surprised that her launches are doing really good in Sweden. I think Huda is a pretty well-loved brand here, if I'm gonna be totally honest. But note that both the Fenty cream and the powder made the top 6. Sweets love their Fenty. Blush is a little bit exciting because I kind of thought that NARS was just gonna kill this category because that's what they did at Ulta and also at like Swedish Kicks. But Selena Gomez Rare Beauty is #1, and that makes me very intrigued. I really want to try Rare Beauty, but it's only available, I think, in US and Canada right now, but I hope they come to Europe soon, or at least start shipping to Europe. So we have Rare Beauty, NARS, Laura Mercier, the new Bite blushes. That's also a bit exciting, but I'm guessing it's because they're new. And then it's the cream blushes in a compact by Rare and the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek. If we go to the ones in Sweden, you can see that the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek is at #1 in Sweden. We love our Milk Makeup. Fenty, NARS, and then it's the Milk Makeup again. I don't know the difference. And it's NARS and NARS. 3 NARS, 2 Milk, and 1 Fenty. These are brands that the Swedes love. We love our classics, but we're pretty like Fenty, Milk Makeup, like especially Fenty. Apparently we're crazy about Fenty. I think this is the biggest surprise for me because if we look at highlighters in the US, #1 is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dew Drops. I've heard a lot of people use this as a liquid highlighter under foundation, but I don't think personally like it's like a highlight product that you can use on top of foundation. Correct me if I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but I still find it pretty interesting that it's #1 because I feel like this is a very hyped product. I heard a lot of people talking about like this is a hyped like TikTok product. So I find it very interesting that that's #1. And then Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter is #2. So rude. Bobbi Brown #3, Becca #4, Charlotte Tilbury the highlighting wand is #5, and then at the 6th place we have the Rare Beauty liquid highlighters. I feel like Rare Beauty came off to a really good start, and I feel like that is a brand that would do really good in Sweden as well because most people in Sweden don't wear eye makeup like this. They do wear the more, you know, the Rare Beauty effortless everyday makeup wearable thing that I don't do, but I think that that would be really good in Sweden. I'm a little bit surprised by the selection, I'm not gonna lie, but maybe I shouldn't be, like what do I know? When it comes to Sweden, #1, Milk Makeup. #2, Zoeva Liquid Light Drops. Maybe this is a little bit surprising to you. Zoeva is sold at Sephora in Sweden, but that is #2. And #3 again is the Zoeva Caramel Melange, which is a highlighter and I think a bronzer or a blush duo. Then we have the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter, and then at #5 we have the Diamond Bomb Baby Travel Set by Fenty and the Diamond Bomb Rose Rave by Fenty. What can I tell you? People in Sweden love Fenty. I also decided to do face palettes because I thought that that was a little bit interesting. If you look at US, you can see that Patrick Ta, apparently the duo is a face palette in US. It is what it is. It is what it is. But the Dior Backstage Glow palette is #2, and that is an expensive palette. It's pretty impressive for it to be at #2. And then we have the KVD Shade and Light at #3, the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, the NARS Summer Solstice Highlighter Bronzer Duo. Apparently that's also a palette according to them. Don't shoot the messenger. And then it's the new Huda Highlighter palettes. Is it surprising? Maybe? Maybe not, maybe not. In Sweden, #1 is the KVD Shade and Light Duo, and then it's the Zoeva, again, the Caramel Melange Duo, because it is like, I think it's a bronzer and highlighter. Then it is the Shade and Light by KVD, the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette, the Dior Backstage, again, and then there's another one of the Zoeva duos, is the Cocoa Blend. Somewhat similar, but still a little bit different. Let's do brows, because I find this fascinating, because in US we have Anastasia, Benefit, Grande Cosmetics, which is a brand that I have never tried, and Anastasia. These are the true brands that are just reigning true. Sweden, Benefit, Anastasia, Benefit, Huda Beauty. This is the least interesting category because it truly shows that these are really the two brands that are like very much dominating the brow market. It is Benefit and it is Anastasia, and they're still probably making most of their money from brow products. Oh, and the Hoola bronzer. Let's do some lip products and then move into eye products. If we look at the glosses in the US, we have the Fenty Gloss Bomb and then the Westman Atelier. I find it fascinating that something as like luxurious as that is number 2. It's a new product, so maybe that's why people are so interested. Then it's a Too Faced lip injection. Are we not tired of hurting our lips? It is so painful. I'm so surprised that it's on this top list, but it's also on the top list in Sweden, so maybe not. Then it's a Pat McGrath, and then it's a NARS lip gloss, and the Dior Addict. Mostly tried and true. I'm not surprised that Fenty's number 1. That gloss received a lot of hype. What is surprising to me is that a luxury brand such as Westman Atelier and the Too Faced lip injection, that those are making the list, but you do you. Then we come to Sweden. Again, Fenty, number 1. Tarte, Maracuja, and Juicy Lips. Those are new in Sweden, so that could be the reason why they're doing so good. Also, Tarte is, I think Tarte has only been available in Sweden for a year, so I think also Tarte is a brand that seemed to be a little bit more new and fun, such as Milk, because Milk and Tarte both came, I think, last year, so they haven't been around for that long. Then it is Sephora Collection. Sephora Collection Gloss and Sephora Collection Gloss Vinyl. Sephora Collection is also a brand that's doing pretty good in Sweden. I haven't seen a single, I think, Sephora Collection item in the top list of Sephora in the US, but in Sweden I do see some products here and there, so I think it's a bit more of a popular brand here in Sweden than there is in US. And it could also be that the brand Sephora, like Sephora as a store, is more new in Sweden, so maybe it's seen as a bit more exciting. And then it's Fenty. We love Fenty, what can I tell you? I took lipsticks because the categories in Sweden weren't as refined, so let's do lipsticks. When it comes to US, the number 1 lipstick is the Dior Rouge Dior lipsticks, and I'm like, you're bougie. I haven't tried this, but it being a number 1 did make me a little bit interested. Number 2 was the Mademoiselle Plush Matte Lipsticks by Fenty, but they were on sale, so that could be the reason. Here is the Sephora Collection, the Cream Lip Stains. Barely can say it. This is a really nice product. I'm not surprised that this is the one that will be seen for Sephora Collection. Spoiler alert, it's also on the top list in Sweden. Charlotte Tilbury Matte Revolution, Yves Saint Laurent Rouge Veloute, those are beautiful. And then the KVD liquid lipsticks. Bit surprising that they are still like the 6th best selling. Is that not a little bit surprising? I feel like that is a little bit surprising. And then when we look at the lipsticks in Sweden, number 1 is the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek. It is a lip and cheek, but apparently it is selling better than the Sephora Collection Cream Lip Stains, Huda Beauty, Power Bullet, Fenty, Huda. I told you, Huda and Fenty. These are popular brands here, but Sephora Collection is number 2. How can I help you, sir? Yes, we will go out. Can I finish filming? I am talking to my dog. I'm not talking to myself. I promise. Let's do lipstick and eyeliner, and then we can go into eyeshadow palette at the last one. Number 1 in US is Grande Lashes. And again, I haven't tried this brand. I haven't heard that much about it, but it's the number 1 selling mascara at Sephora US. That's a bit fascinating to me because I haven't even heard about it. That's my dog. Too Faced Better Than Sex, Ilia, again, the Ilia mascara, Lancome, Benefit the Real, and the Marc Jacob at Lashed Lengthening and Curling. At Lashed Lengthening and Curling mascara. That's also on sale though, so that could be the reason. That was a weird name. Was that not a weird name? That was a weird name. Sweden, Benefit Bad Gal Bang is number 1. It is one of my favorite mascaras. I personally swear by it. The new Benefit The Real Magnet Lash is number 2. Benefit Roller Lash number 3. Are you seeing a pattern? The Too Faced Better Than Sex is number 4. Benefit The Real number 5. And the Too Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof. I swear. Benefit's making all their money in Sweden. Apparently we love Benefit mascaras here. I love Benefit mascaras though, so I'm not mad that they're number 1 or like basically all the positions, but apparently we really love them. Eyeliners. The Marc Jacobs highliners are number 1 in US, but they're on sale, so that's probably the reason. KVD Tattoo Liner is number 2, and it's probably, I mean, this is me taking a stab in the dark, but if the highliners were on sale, probably the tattoo liner would be number 1. Urban Decay 24/7, Stila Stay All Day, Sephora. Oh, here's another Sephora collection, retractable waterproof eyeliner. That's interesting. And then it is the Marc Jacobs Fine Liner Ultra Skinny Gel. What is the deal with Marc Jacobs and having zillion words to describe something? Edit yourself. Not super surprised about this list. I feel like these are tried and true. Maybe I'm a little bit surprised about the Marc Jacobs even. I mean, the one that's number 1, it's on sale, I get it. But I haven't heard a lot about the one that's number 6, but apparently it's very popular in the US. Number 1, KVD Tattoo Liner in Sweden. I feel, like I said, that like Benefit and Anastasia are making all their money through brow products. The Hoola bronzer, and apparently Benefit is making bank in Sweden on mascaras. I feel like KVD is making a bunch of their money through their liner. I think it's safe to say that it's a money maker. Fenty Beauty Fly Liner is number 2. We love our Fenty. Sephora collection is number 3. The 24/7 by Urban Decay is number 4. The Too Faced Killer Liner and the Too Faced Better Than Sex is number 5 and 6. Again, I think the Too Faced is a brand that people are not tired of here in Sweden. I have one of the Killer Liners. It's actually really good quality. So I'm a little bit surprised that the Fenty Beauty Fly Liners are number 2. Are those good? I've had them in my basket and I added it and I retracted it. I added it and let me know. Let me know. Do I need to try those? I would love to know. Let me see. I have eyeshadow palettes left, and I also added perfumes because I thought it was so interesting because I thought it was interesting. Let's do eyeshadow palettes. This is the eyeshadow palettes that are the best sellers at US Sephora. Urban Decay Naked Cherry, Too Faced Born This Way, Dior Backstage Neutral, the Natasha Denona Glam, the Huda Beauty Brown Lip Sessions, and then possibly because it's on sale, the Marc Jacobs Iconic Jesus. One of its eyeshadow palettes, probably because it's on sale. It is red and mauve browns with the Natasha Denona Cool Tone Taupey Glam as like a pop. Not surprised. I'm a little bit surprised that the Naked Cherry is number 1. Aren't you a little bit surprised about that? I am a little bit surprised about that. Just me. Number 1 in Sweden, Huda Beauty Nude Obsessions. That doesn't surprise me at all. Like I said, Huda is a pretty popular brand here in Sweden, and in Sweden most people do wear nudie eyeshadow. The Tartelette Juicy Amazonian is number 2. Listen, I don't want it, but apparently others do. Fenty's number 3. Fenty eyeshadows is, I think that is the product that everyone is pretty much agreeing on, that is the product that is not good quality in the Fenty Beauty line. Everything else, there seems to be some kind of a consensus that it's at least not horrible, but the eyeshadows people seem to agree are not that good. But in Sweden, we love Fenty so much, we're even buying their eyeshadows. The Naughty Nude, Huda again, we love our Huda. It's number 4, KVD Lolita Por Vida. I am not surprised that this is here because we do love our nude eyeshadow palettes, and then Natasha Denona Glam is number 6. It is the same color scheme. The mauve, burgundy neutrals, and the Natasha Denona Glam sticking out like a pop. We seem to have a similar taste when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. Here's something that we do not have a similar taste in, and this is going to be pretty iconic. Top 6 best-selling perfumes for women in the women's category in the US is Chanel, 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 Yves Saint Laurent. Do you love Chanel perfumes? You sure seem to be really into that. When we look at Sweden, it's actually the Huda Beauty Kajali brand. That's both number 1 and number 2. Then it is the Carolina Herrera Good Girl, which is an amazing perfume in a horrible packaging. The Floral Street Wild Vanilla Orchid, the Yves Saint Laurent Libre, and the Yves Saint Laurent Black Opium. The Floral Street perfume brand, I don't know if you have that at Sephora US, but it's a really interesting and fascinating perfume brand. I've been so close to buying a perfume from them several times. They have a bunch of really nice perfumes. I'm not that surprised maybe that Kajali is number 1 and 2. because you can go in and buy them in store at Sephora, and Huda is like a popular brand, so I'm not surprised that her perfumes are like 1 and 2. But isn't it fascinating that number 1 to 5 in US was Chanel, and there's not a single Chanel perfume on the top list? In Sephora Sweden, maybe we don't sell. Should I look that? Maybe let me look that up. Do we even sell Chanel perfumes at Sephora Sweden? We actually don't seem to. There are no Chanel perfumes at Sephora Sweden. I wonder if they were, would they be in the top list? What do you think? Let me know down below. And that was everything. Those were all of the things I wanted to talk about today. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you surprised? Are you surprised that the Swedes are loving Fenty the way that they are? I'm a little bit surprised, but maybe not, because I have seen how many people are always at the Fenty booth, like when I'm at Sephora. But yeah, that was fascinating to see. Can I pull my hair up again? No one cares, Angie. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you again tomorrow for a new video. Bye!